Okay, our second main point for this video, let's talk overall lifestyle options. Okay, let's talk the always popular beach category. So Naples, I would say, is more like your overall style is going to be kind of mid-level retirement, even family-centric pace. You have some cool aspects like they're very nature-centric, dune-esque beaches, not quite as touristy looking, but you have a variety for everything. You have island-based stuff like Marco Island, Captiva, Sanibel, Shelling's a big thing. If you want to be a little bit more around people, you have Naples Pier and Fort Myers Beach. Family friendly, you have Vanderbilt and Bonita. So you got a little something for everyone, but a little easier in Naples to get away from the crowd, to get a little bit by yourself. And I would say the heavy majority are doing the normal like 9 a.m. to like 3, 4 p.m. type of overall beach vibe.
So I would say the best way to compare the beaches in a place like Naples to a place like Miami would be the fact that Naples does seem to be a little bit more of a family friendly vibe all around. Whereas in a place like Miami, I think depending where it is you go to spend the day, you'll notice a vast difference in the demographic. So, for example, if you were to spend your day on a beach like Key Biscayne or in Sunny Isles or in Hollywood Beach, you'll notice that it's a lot more family friendly. You'll notice, more of like a quieter time. Now, if you were to spend your day, for example, in a place like South Beach or, just north of South Beach, like mid beach, you have places like the Soho House or you have, other beach clubs. It's more of like see and be seen type place, if you will. And I would say the major difference at a place like that versus a place like Naples, again, is time of day. A lot of people in Naples will be wrapping up their beach day while people in Miami are just kind of making their way out to the sand because they're still kind of recovering from a night before. So I would say the biggest comparison, aside from the fact that one is Gulf based and one is ocean based, is the fact that the party kind of never stopped in a place like Miami. And, back in the day, we always thought of New York City as the city that never sleeps. I would really say that Miami is now becoming the city that never sleeps.
Okay, when it comes to Naples and food culture, this is one of those things I think is all about just perspective of what you're used to. Naples is no slouch when it comes to restaurants in general. I think there's over 700 that are considered Naples based. Everything from, because of that location, high end seafood to like coveted spots downtown off of 3rd and 5th. You have hole in the wall like food truck stuff. Huge Italian population in Naples. So you have really nice authentic food in that culture. And it's definitely one of the top things to do because again, it's a sleepier city. I would say dining and shopping and golfing are way up on the Mecca. So it's definitely one of the top things to do in the culture. Now, you're not going to have, the Nobus of the world as destination spots for those organizations coming to Naples, maybe because of the size of the population. But I would say overall, if you're not used to like a hyper large city like, Toronto or New York City or something like that, then it might be null and void in the food conversation. Okay, next up on lifestyle, let's talk economics and job culture overall. When it comes to Naples, you're talking a total population of 22,000-ish, a median age of over 60. I wouldn't say Naples is necessarily a destination that people seek out to finish out their work life. Because of that, though, it does orient to a lifestyle that was built around people not having to go to work every day. So if you don't as well, then there are a lot of benefits to that where the cities that are based around the economic structure itself, when it comes to like some sort of downtown work culture, then the people that don't have to do that still have to live in it, I would say, if that makes sense. So that's one thing to really look at. Now, it's not to say there's no jobs at all, right? I mean, Collier County is not a really small place, and Fort Myers is very close by in Lee County, which might be a little younger. But where you're going to have total industry here is you're going to have stuff that supports people that are generally independent. Retail being the biggest one, healthcare being the second biggest one, hospitality. It's the same with all these kind of cities, is all of this structure, again, orients to the average age person. And I think that's where Naples sits in the equation.
Now, if we take a look at the economic infrastructure in a place like Miami, the first thing that we'll notice is the fact that Miami has truly become an international hub for so many large businesses. Because of its location and because of its major international airport as well as seaport, Miami really has become a place for major corporations located all over the world to have their American base be there. Now, with that said, Miami being such a large and spread out city, also with having things implemented such as the Brightline train, which can help you connect from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, then Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach, and eventually we'll be moving up to the Orlando, Tampa area. Miami really is the perfect place if you are at any point in your career looking to thrive in any particular type of business. Another thing is the fact that because Miami truly has such a large amount of bilingual, trilingual, let's say multilingual speakers, it's really a perfect place to start almost any business. You can get as specific as you want in the sense that, you might have a German speaking business, you might have a French speaking business, but no matter where on the map you're coming from, you can rest assured that you will have the demographic for your business in a place like Miami.
Okay, lastly, for quality of life, let's talk real estate and housing in general. So, Naples, at a macro sense, what's interesting about the area to me and unique, basically everything that everyone deems important when they initially try to move is in one spot. So, the downtown and the coastline is right next to each other. What that gives you is by simply going west, everything you want is in one area. So it makes it simpler. So then all the value is constructed off of the proximity to that area, east, north, and south. And then Naples, particularly the way that all of that area, like above Marco Island, Old Naples, Aqua Lane Shores, even like Pelican Bay area, you're simply going up and down and the beaches are all right there. It just changes the beach. And then the downtown's also right there. But the abundance of single family homes, let's park cost for a second. The abundance of single family homes that surround that area is rather unique. Typically, a lot of ways to get close to both a beach and a downtown. It's been mature for so long. It's a bunch of high rises, a bunch of condominiums. Naples has a ton of single families at varying price points and varying styles that are all, I would say, not exactly beachfront, but very, very coastal in good areas next to a shopping district. Overall, that proximity is rather unique.
Lastly, I'd like to talk about what it's like to live in a place like Miami. Living in a place like Miami, although you do have an abundance of types of places to live, as well as types of homes to live in, Miami is so much more spread out than that of a place like Naples. In the sense that very, very desirable communities, let's say the Miami beaches, the Brickells, the Aventuras, the Coral Gables, land is very, very limited. So right now, what developers have been doing for, let's say, the last 10 or 15 years is they're going vertical. So where you'll see builders on the West Coast putting up gated communities that are very amenity rich and, have that sense of neighborhood. In Miami, what you'll see is a very similar situation. However, rather than building a gated community with single family homes, they go vertical and they make it more of like a community in the sky, if you will. So a lot of these buildings do have the amenities that a community would have. For example, a rooftop dog park or various swimming pools or a tennis court on a random floor of the building. But what it does is it allows people to live in the heart of a place like Miami, enjoy all the freedom that being in a metropolitan city gives you, but not have to give up what the amenities of living in a nice home would offer.